something I've been doing like I'm a small child. I brought my wife here, 8:30 at night. Come on, let's take a ride. Where you bringing me at night? We came down here and we walked through this patch of invasive bamboo. There were hundreds of fireflies. When you've been out and seen fireflies at night, not just a couple, but I thought I was in the Frozen movie. I was waiting for music to break out. It was really unbelievable. I've seen fireflies in a field moving, but because we're in this sort of tight area, this path, to see them all up, you're walking into the stars. We're in the middle of summer, everything's overgrown. One of the 10 Mile River Watershed Council's responsibilities here is we take care of the trails through the woods. So it may look a little tight, but as you go, you'll see there's enough room in there. Message board that we have, sometimes there's maps there, but in the current situation, we don't have any maps. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is, see this? This was the dance hall that used to be here as part of the amusement park. It burned down at the end of, like, in the late 20s there, 1920s. But as we walk here, we're still going to see the footings of where it used to be. We don't have the whole area cleared out yet, but, excuse me, we can identify where it was. We have a project going on to work on the woods here. See these woods? This is not right. They shouldn't be this tight with vegetation, and much of this vegetation is invasive plants that don't belong here anyhow. Bittersweet, honeysuckle, burning bush. So we have started a project here to remove them and make the woods open again. See, as you look through here, how deep you can see into the woods? That's how the woods are supposed to be. Scattered clumps of things and all open. Invasive plants come in here and just make it impassable. What we've done here is it was an area roped off. Boy Scouts came and cut the tops off of, well, 4 different kinds of invasives. Then a second group came through and removed the stumps of the invasive plants. And you can still see the dead plants laying around here. So the idea is to try to manage. We're never going to be able to eliminate, but let's manage it and try to keep it open a little bit. Nice way how we set this up. We educated the people on the 4 invasives we're concerned about and marked off an area and left it for them to come at their convenience, work for an hour, work for 15 minutes, do a little bit. That's all that matters. You know what to do and you can work at your own pace, and we don't have to bring out groups of people. This fence marks the area of the ex-fire department training grounds. It's about 3.5 acres in here. Until the 1960s, East Providence Fire Department used to train here. They started in the 1930s or 40s, I'm really not exactly sure. There was a chief, Michael Fox, yes, that was his name, who joined with other chiefs when they realized there should be an education program for fire officers, captains, lieutenants. So when they came into a problem, they had some kind of educated guess on how to address it. The other thing, East Providence had a heavy fire load with petroleum products, a lot of oil tanks and gasoline storage. So you needed a special additive to the water to put it out. And that's what they would do here. They would add foam to the water because you need that to smother a gasoline or oil fire. So this is my own private Idaho. This is what the city actually gives me every year, this 3.5 acres. Over here we're bordered by the tail race from the pump house. Even though the water doesn't run through the pump house, the tail race raises and lowers, depends on the height of the river. fire department training tower. We tried to recycle, repurpose. We have an old canoe that wasn't repairable anymore, so we turned it into a garden. We've tried a couple of things in there. Squash didn't make it last year. Strawberry came close this year, and then the critters got them. So we put a fence over it, and we'll try again next year. An old boat we salvaged, the blue one, we found that on the river somewhere. We're gonna turn it into a garden, but it turns out to be more of a plaything. Kids walking the path, love to come here and climb in it. Speaking of climbing in it, Vice President Alex Kemp, look what he makes. Doesn't make you just want to run and sit in it. It's like, oh.
Imagine that. Who knew this was out in the middle of the woods?
Alex builds all the benches you see when you walk around here. His company has a lot of pallets. Recycle, repurpose. He breaks up the pallets, and whatever motivates him, he makes what he can out of them.
Beautiful.
Untreated pine, but it's beautiful. Right. It's something fun to see in the woods.
And Alex, he does that all as a volunteer.
He does that all as a volunteer.
How about you? What do you do it for?
What do I do? I just take care of the woods.
Do you do it as a volunteer?
Yes. This is all volunteer work. This is my therapy. So I come out here, keeps me sane, putting around, doing a little bit. I love meeting people and trading information. And I say trading because sometimes people know things I don't, and it adds to my overall knowledge of what goes on. So what good is information if I keep it up here? Anyhow, it rattles around and gives me a headache. So it's good if I talk to people. I started this Watershed because I was a kayak paddler.
Oh yeah.
I got into kayak paddling. Then I found out there's no route that spoke up to this river. So I formed it. I believe every little patch of woods, every river, every stream should have a citizens group advocating for it. Just, boots on the ground, people can say, hey, that's not right, or yeah, let's go in this direction. So it led me here, and this is what I do now. It keeps me out of trouble sometimes.